You are live.
Oh, okay, cool. So, hi everyone, do you hear me? Just let me know in the chat that everything's okay, the sound and everything, and then we'll be good to begin. Okay, fine. So again, hi everyone. This is gonna be Kururin, Game Boy Advance game, and the intro cutscene gives us the plot. So the game is about a family of birds. Here are they, and for some reason they go away. And what? Wait a second. Where are they? Shit. Kururin! We must save them. Alright, let's do it. Let's do this shit. And let me take my helicopter. Okay. And that's basically how the game justifies why we're doing this. Video game logic. So this is a super neat puzzle game, which is normal puzzle game in the speedrun. The category is any percent, normal. In any percent, I'm gonna do the 30 main levels as fast as possible. And actually, I'm not saving the birds. So sorry family, but I'm gonna skip some of them because it takes some time, you know, and I have to save the frames. So the strategy is to be selfish. I'm sorry about that. Normal just means that the stick will be of the normal size, like the size you see on the intro cutscene. So a little word about world record. The time I could get. World record is 12 minutes and 46 seconds. So fairly short run in the end. World record is tied by Bill and myself. So that's pretty neat. By the way, Bill is an AP gamer. If you don't know about him, definitely check him out. Like, he's also super good at Super Monkey Ball 1. And he was the first one like to speedrun seriously this game and to bring down the time. And then a couple of other people came, like Chris the Hedgehog and myself. And then here we are with this 1246. Like, the speedrun is gonna be fast. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be super wild. A lot of risky strats. Actually, I'm gonna do a lot of safe strats, obviously, because it's marathon. And like, I would be happy to get sub 15 minutes, even if the estimate says 20 minutes. And if everything goes well, I might even get something in the 30 minutes. So we'll see about it. Okay, so Saints or Saints. So I'm ready to begin. Let me just know in the chat if we're ready for the countdown. We'll be good. By the way, the music is top tier in this game. You'll see it. I really appreciate this game as, like, casually speaking, but also speedrunning. Like, the speedrun is super interesting because there's a lot of ways to do any level, like risky strat or even safe strats. I hope you enjoy as well the speedrun, like speedy stuff. if you ever consider like to play this game casually, then I definitely recommend it. It's a super enjoyable experience, albeit somewhat frustrating at many times. But don't give up. It's highly rewarding in the end. Alright. Okay. So let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, 3, 4 to skip the checkpoint. Sorry, the tutorial. And now we're in. So here is the gameplay. So we are controlling this infamous helicopter. I would say spinning stick for the sake of simplicity. And we are basically controlling it through these mazes until the goal zone. Pretty simple, isn't it? Well, not really, because the levels are designed like evil sometimes. Lot of walls. Besides, the speed, the stick spins automatically. Like, I have no input on the way it rotates. Like, well, that's what was intended by the devs, but you know, like, speedrunners break the rules, and there's a pretty simple way to influence my rotation, and it's damage boosting. Right, see here, double damage boost. So at the bottom left corner you can see my life meter. I have 3 Hz, which means that I can get hit twice by the walls, and on the 3rd hit I die, and I must start from the very beginning. Here we go, again some damage boosting action. So obviously all these damage boost strats are super risky, because as a casual player you barely have enough life to survive. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do it. Yeah, let's go. That was kind of risky because I lost my extra hurt, but I did it, guys. So there are 10 worlds, and in each world 3 levels. Like normally there's a bird at the 3rd level, but as I said, I'm gonna skip them because it saves frames. So jungle levels are where it's starting to be like more difficult. Like here, this damage boost was needed if I wanted the stage to go as well. One good thing to know is that if you hit the wall when you are in the starting zone, in one of these hurt zones you're gonna see, you don't take any damage. So that's an additional way to influence my rotation without taking any damage. Sorry, little bird. So I skipped this bird, even if it wouldn't have lost any time effectively, because every time I save a bird, I have an additional 1 second long cutscene where the bird says, "Thank you, Kururin, for saving me," and I don't want to save that additional second. Yeah, so it's as selfish as it could be. Okay, so now we're in Cakeland. See how the game is super colorful. That's very enjoyable. But gameplay wise, it isn't childish, you know. This is where the levels start to be super long, like 40 seconds long or something like that. And keep in mind that if I die at any time, I would have to restart the level from the very beginning. Like, there's never any checkpoint in any level. So that's kinda scary and super punishing, but trust me, I know what I'm doing, hopefully. Here again, I use the hard zone to hit the wall, so that I have an extra margin. Here you can go, there's no problem. Here again. And then here I can take my time for a damage boost. There's no spring so in this level, so basically springs are a very important mechanic in this game. As you can see, they are super useful to change the way you're spinning, like clockwise or counterclockwise. And sometimes, like, you need to spin the right way, otherwise it's impossible to complete the level. Like here, I must be spinning counterclockwise. I can also use these springs to influence my rotation. Like, okay, so here is one of the nightmares. Like, for some reason, in Cave 2, they put a lot of springs, and even if at first, like, springs are very useful, like here I can dodge the spiked balls with them, sometimes they can be traps. Just like in this, like the end of this level, you mustn't take these springs. So these are kind of troll springs, because if you take them, you're gonna spin clockwise, and it's impossible to complete the stage while spinning clockwise. Evil devs. Here, a nice little trick, which barely saved 1 second, but still a good show. See how many times I damage boost. That's a lot to learn. Okay, here there's a big skip, and it's first try. There we go. So this was one of the very first skips that was ever found in this game, and it actually saves a lot of time, like 10 seconds. Starland. So this level is kinda a maze, like, and a nightmare casually, because there are a lot of potential ways, but I just go straight forward in the speedrun. Same with this level. See? Completely straightforward. And same here. A nice little shortcut here. Okay. We're gonna go right here. Again. Springs Mania. It's actually pretty difficult to know how to master how to deal with those springs. You can easily get stuck in those springs. So the first 2 Iceland stages are like in the same leitmotiv. Fairly short levels if you know the right way. But okay, I'm gonna restart because there's no hard zone in this stage, and there are gonna be some quite dangerous paths like this one. So yeah, what I was saying is that Iceland 1 and Iceland 2 that I just finished are fairly short with the right shortcut, but casually you don't know where to go, and like the other way is 30 seconds longer. Again, evil devs. Okay, so this stage is a complete opposite of the previous Iceland levels, because it's not really a maze, it's pretty straightforward. Like, no way to go is a trap, but it's like super long and super stressful at the end. But it went well, luckily. I'm not gonna lie, we're on a super good pace. But here comes the most difficult stages. Okay, I'm good. T. So there are in the 6 last stages. Yeah, we're almost at the end. There are a lot of moving things, spiked balls on these gray cylinders. So I will need to get some very precise setups. Like here, everything I'm doing is very scripted. Like it's scripted and very precise. Dodge left, damage boost, be careful, and I'm good. Here we go, and here is just straightforward. Alright, so you might think that it's mainly about skill, you know, doing the levels normally and everything. And until like 5 days ago, it was the case. Like, the speedrun was just doing the levels normally. But you can also do this. Yeah, you can go out of bounds in this game. And it turns out that it's actually useful in the speedrun. But I will need a fairly precise setup. Now I don't think I'm good, so I'm gonna wait for an extra cycle. Here we go! Yeah, I completed the level. Everything's fine. So basically, this game is completely broken. Like, there's a lot of weird shit out of bounds, invisible walls, but luckily also invisible goal zones. And so it turned out that it's faster to go to this goal zone instead of the regular one by 2 seconds. So yeah, now there's an out of bounds strat in the speedrun. However, I took my time because you don't see them, but there are a lot of, like, there's a lot of invisible walls around this spot, so I had to be careful. Alright, we're already almost at the end. Ghost Castle 2, definitely the hardest stage. Not only because it's the longest, but also because we have a first cycle, which is very difficult to get. But we might be in pace to get it. There we go. So I had to do like the 2 first thirds of the stage almost perfectly to get this first cycle, and this cycle saves like 6 seconds. So it's definitely a lot. I'm glad I got it. Already the final level of the game. It's really stressful and frustrating because you can't go faster at the beginning. Like, you have to basically do this. But I have as well a precise setup, again, with all these cycle things. I use the music to know if I'm on a good pace, and I am. Here we go. I'm good. So we're almost done. Time will be when I reach the final goal zone. There's one last thing to do. Okay. Last damage boost and time. Dude. 13, 16 on my timer? Are you serious? That's actually crazy. Like, it's in my definitely like one of the best no reset run I've ever done. So it's 30 seconds slower than my record. I couldn't expect any more. So thank you everyone for the cheers. Unfortunately, as I said, it's any percent. So if you want to have the credits of the game, you have to save everyone, and obviously we didn't. I missed some of the kids. Good job finding. And What's even hype is that I even got a birdless run. Like, see, normally here you should have the birds you have saved, but there is none. Nice meme. So yeah, if you want to see the credits, you have to play the game yourself and save all the birds. So that's pretty much all about I could say about the speedrun. I think I have some time left, so I will try to show off the out of bounds strat I found, which is in Machine Learn 2. So remember the one I got in Machine Learn 3? Actually, it's not that bad to go for it in no reset runs. Because the out of bounds itself is not that, like, it's not super difficult to get it, and the setup to hit the out of bounds goal zone, it's also not that bad. But Machine Learn 2 is another story. First, the out of bounds is like madness, you'll see. I'm gonna give a couple tries. So I use this time a spike ball, not a cylinder, because there is none in Machine Learn 2. But at least what's good with this strat is that, like, the spike ball is at the very beginning. Okay, I almost got it. Folks. See how it is tricky, like, I'm not even sure that my setup is super good. But if I keep failing, I do have a backup save state to, like, I will still be able to show it. But you can see why it is, like, more difficult. Here we go. Save state. Not gonna do it again. Like, it's way more difficult because you have a lot more distance to go if you want to get out of bounds. See this whole distance. Besides, the spike ball itself is tricky. So what's the setup? Actually, the goal zone I want to aim is off camera. See? At some point the camera is locked, but you can still go, see? But keep in mind that there are, like, a lot of invisible walls on everything. So the goal zone, like, I want to go is actually off camera, and that's what makes it more difficult than the strat in Machine Learn 3. The setup is go here, vertical, somewhat vertical stick. Now I count 95 hundredths of a second. Okay, and then up left, and I got it. Hey! So yeah, as I said, you can get the out of bounds extremely early in the level. And it turns out that, well, the Machine Learn 3 strat, I said that it saved 2 seconds, but this Machine Learn 2 strat, it could potentially save 11 seconds. That's a lot. And you might expect at some point runners to go for it. Even if it's, for now, super horrible. Like, time save is insane. So we'll see about it. I'm not, like, super happy. Like, I'm not looking forward one moment. I'll have to go for it, but that might be the case. Alright, that's time. Like, it's time. That's gonna be it for me. no extra stuff. I hope you enjoyed the run. Like, for myself, it was like super good feelings. Super nice run. It went very well. I'm gonna do the exact same thing at European Speedrunner Assembly, which takes place this summer, like at the end of July. It's if you don't know about it, it's an Iron marathon, which will benefit Save the Children. So I'm looking forward to it also. But yeah, the point is, support charities, guys. Don't forget why we are here, okay? Like, all this stuff is good and all, but we're here to bring hope to people which are in lesser condition than us. So consider it, and if you can donate, right? So that's it for me, and see you another day, everyone.